Ban Ki-moon has asked the world community for 7.4 billion of humanitarian aid for 2011. And asking for the money is not a problem. You know, we think in a recession that all the money has disappeared, but that's not true. The money is parked in safe places. Yes, those funds are not earning much interest, maybe 0.5%, 1%, 2% or something, but it's really not a shortage of money. It's just that the people have fear, they don't know where to invest those funds, and therefore they're parking them in a safe place. And then when they think that the confidence is back again, then they will move them into the markets. We're already seeing the Dow at 11,000 units. We're also seeing $1.6 trillion of profit from the Fortune 500 companies in the last quarter. So what we now have to do is we have to have new financial vehicles, new business models, and new systems to ensure that the money that is here and not being put to work can move to the projects and the people that need that investment. And that is the challenge, because people have been very selfish and very fearful, and so they're holding on to that money. And as I've said to many Wall Street fund manager, you know, God didn't make you to be a squirrel. If he made you to be a squirrel, you'd be up a tree playing with your nuts. Now, sometimes they don't like that answer, but that is the truth. The resources that we are given so that we can use them on the planet. So when those people simply hoard them away and don't put them to work, too many people suffer, too many businesses collapse, too many systems collapse. So our challenge now, and we have been talking to Forex managers, hedge fund managers, corporate foundations which have a lot of money, all these different types of funds, and we have analysed how much money they've got and then what they would want us to offer them in exchange for moving that money from safety into the market so that we can do the work that is necessary. So just asking people for a handout really doesn't work anymore. We need a model and an attitude that is beyond aid, beyond trade, and into empowerment. And let's look for a moment about where the money actually is. In the Forex funds, in the top 10 fund managers, they have $5.71 trillion. Yes, I didn't make a mistake. It was not billion, it's $1 trillion. In the top 200,000 US foundations, they have $2.12 trillion. And this was money that was given to them by ordinary donors to do critical work that was needed. But under the current legislation, they only have to give out 5% a year. So they give out the 5% a year, they pat themselves on the back, and then 95% of that is squirreled away and put into interest-bearing accounts and investment accounts. So that money can be freed up as well. The hedge funds, they have $1.91 trillion. The faith-based funds have over $1 trillion. And the social responsibility funds, those are funds that are set out for doing good as well as doing well. They have probably almost $1 trillion between them. So now what we have to do is work with these funds, have a new vehicle where those funds can come into that are literally going to fund agreed projects where the money isn't going to the governments, it's going directly to the people that are in need. You know, Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister of India, you know, he's written a report last year, and you know, he was educated at Cambridge. He's known as an economics genius, and he has shown that even in India, when the government invests in poverty alleviation, by the time that the national, state and local governments have had their finger in the pot, then there's less than 15% left for the people it was intended to. So this is why by planning top down and investing bottom up, we can get the resources directly into the community so that they can grow from the bottom up and they can join the global economy. So I'm very excited. You know, there is an opportunity here both for the United Nations, for Congress, for the World Bank, all the different institutions to now shift their thinking, not to an aid model or even a trade model, but beyond that into an empowerment model. So over the next couple of months, you're going to be seeing lots of different things about our work on that and bringing those resources together. There are people that have their head and heart connected in these issues. The G20 leaders, you know, they're coping with a lot of things in their own economies, and so it's very difficult for them to give the attention to the poorest of the poor, and therefore they welcome a group that is working purely on that issue, on the bottom 1 billion people in the world and how we can get them into the global economy and green and sustainable for the future.